Hello and welcome,
Uh,
traders. I'm Valentine, your host for today's insightful discussion brought to you by forexpropfirm.com. In today's episode, we have the privilege of diving into the minds of experienced traders as they share their strategies, insights, and journey in the world of trading. Whether you're a seasoned trader looking to refine your skills or a newcomer eager to learn, you're in the right place. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Let's turn our attention to our esteemed guest for today, Arome. Arome is not only a seasoned trader, but also a standout member of our trading community here at forexpropfirm.com. Arome had a 50k funded account. Today, Arome is here to share his secrets with us. Get ready to learn from someone who's really done it. So, let's give a warm welcome to Arome. Please introduce yourself to our community.
all right, thank you very much, Valentine. It's my pleasure to be here this afternoon to attend this interview. My name is Ojo Arome, or simply you can call me Arome. It's fine. One of the traders with the Forex Prom firm, and I've had quite some experience with them. I think that's the reason why we need to have this conversation to share from my experience with the firm, and perhaps maybe a little tips of what I think other traders out there will need to also focus on in order to be able to have a successful trading career or trading outcome. So basically, so that I think that's why we're here. And thank you very much for inviting me. My pleasure.
Okay, perfect. How long have you been trading for?
Well, in general, I have been trading now for the past 5 years, thereabout.
Okay, nice. Do you consider yourself a scalper, day trader, or swing trader?
Well, actually, I am a mixture of day and swing, really. It depends on the market condition and my trading objective for a particular period of time.
Okay. What is your most favorite trading pair?
Okay, so my most favorite trading period, I like to trade technical actually, but then keeping my eyes on the fundamentals. Even though sometimes these fundamentals, if you don't watch them properly and you don't apply, a corporate risk management system, you discover that even though you're trading technical, if you don't keep to the appropriate risk management stuff, the fundamentals can actually draw your trade into huge drawdown, which might not work well for you. But for me, I do more technical because fundamentals will take the market one side at a point in time, and then before the market will normalize, it will always come back to its normal position.
Okay.
So I
So,
do more technical fundamentals. Yeah.
can you briefly describe your trading plan? So, you touched on fundamentals as well, but what is it that you're looking for in the markets before you enter trade?
Okay, first of all, for me, if you notice all the trade I've taken, all my trade revolve around Euro USD or gold. And there's a reason for that. The reason for that is if you look at Euro USD and gold, if you understand how the market works, most of the time, similar thing affects. And so what I look for in the market, aside from looking at, the demand and supply, the liquidity and all that, I'm very particular about the resistance and the support.
Mhm.
Those 2 points are very critical to how I enter into the market. And I look at that short time, I look at it, how it has been, for a long time. And then I also consider a bit of the fundamentals that are lying up for the day or for the week. And then before I take a position. So most of the time, but basically, I focus on the resistance point and the support level to determine at what point do I enter the market to maximize the opportunity.
Okay, really nice. Do you trade during specific trading sessions?
So I still have a full-time employment, right? My trading is, I don't have a particular specific trading session that I do, maybe in London time, as the case may be. So what I do, when I have some free time and I look at the market briefly, if there are opportunities, yes. If there's none, I go, and then like that. Basically, so I don't have a particular specific time because I work full time. I have a family, so I may not be able to say, oh, let me align with this particular time. So what I look out for basically is once I open the market, is there an opportunity? Otherwise, I stay back.
Okay, yeah, that's great. That's great. I think it's really good to not force anything on the markets because sometimes when I look at the charts and I don't see anything, I'm just closing my laptop and leaving it alone, because in the past I was trying to put on a trade where really there wasn't a trade for me personally, but I just
Uh,
took it and then it turned out as a loser, and that was just really annoying to me.
I've made similar mistakes in the past, actually. I mean, a couple of times in the past. You just want to trade, you just want to have a trade running. I mean, it's not always the best.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, tell us about your trading history and your journey that you have been through.
Okay, so in terms of trading history, within the prop firm, I've been within the space of this prop firm for a while. Some of them turn out well, but some of them basically, I mean, didn't turn out well. Some of the companies I've also dealt with had also, in a way, I don't want to mention, I've been looking at them now for like 2 years, but I really was not giving them adequate focus because I feel perhaps maybe just be one of those, because when I look at their offering, it was looking to, it's not very consistent with what the industry is doing, really. Take, for example, I look at your drawdown, like what do you have currently? When you have a 12% drawdown and there's no daily, that is not conventional within the industry. I mean, within the industry, really. But
Yeah.
when I decided to sign off and I see how it works, even when there was a challenge and you need to move from one platform, I mean, to another, yeah, there were a little bit of challenges here and there, but I think it was, for me, it was, even though there were issues, but it was managed in such a way that no traders can say, oh, I lost my account on account of this. For me, I think the experience has been wonderful, that I would say, and I'm actually looking forward to a long-term relationship with your firm, provided the firm also is looking at a long-term relationship with the traders. And overall, I think the experience has been good.
Mhm.
With your firm, I think the experience, I would say, has been great so far. I have no had reason to say otherwise. If I do, of course, I'll come back and tell you because of this reason, I think the experience wasn't great. But the trading generally, I think for me, trading generally can be good, provided traders are willing to apply the discipline
Mhm.
and then follow the rules.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to go all in and then discover that market just moves otherwise. And it's like, wow, this thing is like it's like a scam. But as I used to tell people, I think forex trading is one of the platform that has been, even because of us were born, even though it's evolving and becoming more, I mean, accessible compared to what it used to be. But the market's always there. Market doesn't fight you. Sometimes traders we believe that like you are competing with the market, like you are fighting, you want to fight the market.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true.
I think it has been a good experience. Yeah, a lot of learning points, a lot of mistakes to learn from. What is important to me is that we should all keep our eyes on the goal and keep moving.
Yeah, that's so true. And I think the lessons need to be there, and especially in trading, there are so many things you need to overcome and so many challenges that you're going to face on the journey to becoming profitable. And mostly all of us lost money when they first got introduced to trading. So I myself, I lost almost 5 digits in just a couple of seconds, which was my
Wow.
spare money that I had. And after that, I was thinking about, should I go on or should I quit now? And that was the really important point for myself, where I need to be clear, what do I want to do with it? And I'm happy that I stick to it and that I became profitable afterwards. But that is in my opinion, that's the cost of doing business and trading. So you made a really good point with that. Let's talk a little bit about risk management. What is the typical risk that you're using when you're trading?
Okay, so risk management sometimes it depends on the account I'm trading on. If I'm trading on my personal phone, for example, so what I do is I look at the fund I have, then before I open it, I ask myself, how much am I willing to lose out of this fund? Now, that is what determines the lot size I'm going to trade. That is what determines where I'm going to place my stop loss, as the case may be. Now coming to the prop firm. So one thing that I think I didn't get in the earlier days is the trading objective as to what your drawdown should be and all that. I know sometimes because you have 20,000 account, and they say the drawdown is 5%. And you can open big lots, and with a small move, if you move in your direction, you make good profit. But otherwise, most of the time, I think risk management for me, first of all, is a mindset kind of thing. You need to first of all manage that in your mind.
Yeah.
It's usually said that trading is 70% psychology or emotional, and then 30% technical. Truly speaking, if you want to truly manage risk, you need to first of all manage the risk in your mind. So for me, now in my mind, when I want to open any trade, I look at it regardless of the account size. The question is, how much am I willing to lose? It's not about how much can I make first of all, and how much am I willing to lose, and that is what determines my loss size, where I'll place my stop loss, as the case may be. So for me, risk management first of all starts with me. In my mind, once that is settled, it's just a matter of demonstrating that practically on the chart or on the trading platform. So for me, I will see the risk management. I should consider how much am I willing to lose, rather than keeping my eyes on how much can I make.
Yeah.
If you can quickly manage how much you will lose, I guarantee you will make money in trading. So that is what that's risk management.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so important because at the end of the day, how much you're risking is the only thing you can really manage, because the outcome of the trade is random.
Yeah.
It can be a take profit, it can be a stop loss, or it can be a break even hit. So after you put on the trade,
Exactly.
the only thing that you can manage prior to that is how much risk you're executing on. So risk management is one of the most important things for us traders.
Yes. One of the things for me, for risk management, one of the things I do is, and I do that very, very often.
Yeah.
Once I open a position and I'm in profit, I keep adjusting my stop loss to lock in some profit, such that even if the market decides to pull back, there's some profit I've already locked in that I wouldn't lose again.
Yeah.
And I also think that the other aspect of risk management, I think every trader needs to also be careful with, is the fact that you are losing the trade. It's okay to lose. One of the areas that I think I fail most often in my early days is, it's like you are trying to fight the market, kind of. Losing is not part of what you happen in trade. So as you are losing, you're trying to see how can I fight to ensure that I don't get to lose. Sometimes it's okay to lose. Just close the trade. Come back another time.
Yeah, that's just true. Okay, share a challenge you faced in your trading career and how you overcame it.
Okay, so as I said, I have traded with a firm before, and I've made significant amount of profit. Actually, I have to get money here and there to be able to get a bigger size account, of course, which I did. Not even one. I got, like 1 to 3 accounts that I traded on. So at the end of the day, my total payout for that period was supposed to be around $57,000. So all of a sudden, the firm came up with different stories why they can't pay. Before you know, within like a month, the firm went down.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the strong experience for me, and it was like, will I ever continue this foreign thing? Like, this is not going to work. But somehow I still summoned courage. I took lessons that I meant to learn. But they were also things, there were indicators actually in the firm that I also didn't see on time. I didn't see them coming on time. Then aside that, in terms of trading journey, I've lost accounts. I blew up accounts resulting from poor risk management. It takes discipline to trade a big account and then with a minimal loss target.
Yeah.
Now, so I didn't get that earlier in my trading journey. And you see that I just want to go all in. Sometimes when you are funded, it's like, wow, this is what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at a 50K size account, a life account is now funded. So somehow in your mind, you're calculating how much you will make. Within the 30 days period, I need to wait before I can withdraw. Oh, make this, I'll make that, I'll make that. So part of the mistake I've made in the past is at that point, I want to go all in. Particularly, there's no restriction on how much, how many lots I'm allowed to open. So regardless of the drawdown level, if I can open 10 lots, maybe of gold, for example, then I go all in, forgetting that by the time you move, like from 2000, 2001, 2002, with a 10 lot, that is $1,000. It just need to just move like like that, and then the account is. So for me, I think one of the regrets, one of the mistake or setback, as I said, the experience with the firm, and of course, when I blew up account, and it's like this thing's not going to work, it's like you're not going to work. But today, if I am trading an account, to an extent, I'm able to manage those emotional issues because I have seen how that has impacted on my trading journey over time. So I'm able to manage emotional issues. So I struggle with emotions, especially due to losses, but of course, I know somehow that you can make some good.
Okay. So how long did it take for you to become a consistent trader?
It took me over 3 years. I won't lie. It took me over 3 years. To just have misbehaving and all that. So at the point I told myself, look, I need to learn this. I need to understand how it works. Then I tried to buy a trading course. So I did a course on trading. Before I got to the point that I didn't understand some fundamentals, some things that you shouldn't do if you want to be consistent. Be a consistent trader. There are some things that you just need to just keep your eyes on. So that for me, that was it.
Yeah, but for me it was also around 3 years, and I think it's not really a shame because at the end of the day, as long as you're profitable now, it's totally fine. Even if it took 5 years, still okay. And for some people, it only maybe take 1 year. For others, it takes 3 years. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day as long as you're profitable now.
I agree.
Do you follow a daily trading routine? So you told me that you're most of the times trade not really focusing on a session, but is there anything you're doing in terms of preparation prior to taking a trade?
Because I work, I do more technical. And in fact, from past experience, what I do now is, even if my trade is going to run into fundamentals, which is, a new discovery for me, if I apply appropriate risk management, it doesn't really matter. I can open trade and go and sleep. So one of the major preparation I do, because with my experience, I don't go beyond Euro USD and gold. And those two assets have a lot of similarity, a lot of things that are similar to them in terms of what moves them, what affects them, and all that. And so one of the fundamental thing I do is every day I first looked at what are the fundamentals today. I looked at them. How would this impact the market, whether positive or negative? And then after that informed the kind of risk I would take in the market. And so one of the things I do as a routine is I check what are the fundamentals today. Sometimes I just completely avoid them.
Okay.
Sometimes I want to take advantage of the fundamentals if I have the time to look at what is happening at that time. Otherwise, but most of the time, what I do, I study the chart. I look at what is happening in the market action, the price action, the demand, the supply, liquidity, and all that. But basically, for me, what is very fundamental to me is the resistance. So I keep my eye on that, but I will determine at what point do I go into the market. And so sometimes I buy, and depending on when the world give me the allowance to, look at the market.
Okay. So the last question would be, what recommendations do you have for someone starting with trading in general?
So my recommendation for someone that is starting trading, right?
Yeah.
So my recommendation is go into it. It's a go thing. The second thing I think the person, after you've decided to go into trading, the second thing I want the person to also do is don't jump into it. Otherwise you become a gambler. Take your time to study, the fundamentals. And of course, when I say fundamental, I'm not talking about the economic fundamentals. I'm talking about the fundamentals of trading.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we should understand what trading is all about. If I'm looking at chart and I'm seeing those things moving, whether yellow, whether red, blue, as the case may be, depending on the color system you're using, you should have an idea of what the likely thing that will be moving those charts. Otherwise, you can just come into the market as a new person. Let's say you just open one lot and the thing just means, wow, this thing is straight. And then you don't bother to learn. Before you know, you start gambling. So avoid gambling. Study properly. It's good to have a mentor. You can have a mentor, someone that you are learning from. And it's not compulsory someone that you see face to face. I mean, there are a lot of resources online nowadays, people you can learn from. Get a mentor, learn the trade properly. And after you've done that properly, even if you don't have capital to start now, that's why we have profile. If you know you are good, give them small amounts of money, which of course, if you do well, they will still refund it, back to you, your skill, and then you'll be funded to trade. But what is more important to me is the skill. Learn the skill. And if possibly, get a mentor. And then when you're comfortable, then you can now try your hand in the market. I mean, there are a lot of demo accounts you can use to practice before you venture into the real trading experience. Otherwise, you just end up in a gambler.
Yeah, that's really true. You made some good points. Okay, perfect. So, Arome, thank you for your time and sharing insights in your trading strategy and how you became funded. If you guys want to know more about FPF, you can go to the first link in the description. That's it for this interview today. See you guys in the next video on the channel. Until next time, happy trading.